Okay, let's move on to page 29. Two ways we're going to find sellers. We're going to call them, or we're going to get them to call us. On page 29 is one of the things you're going to have a discussion with your VA about. It's also one of the things that scares some of you. When the seller says, I'm not going to give you my loan balance, it's none of your business. Well, there's your script. I understand your concern, but we buy houses using several methods, and all will require that information for us to analyze if your house fits. For example, sometimes we pay all cash, but if you owe more than we can pay, obviously that won't work. Sometimes we buy with terms, or lease purchase. And of course, that has to be structured around your debt. What we don't do is pay all cash at full market value. So if you tell me now that's the only way you wish to sell, then I won't need the information because we're out. Is that down and dirty to the point script? Hello? Will that immediately determine whether it's a suspect or a prospect? All right. But if you're flexible enough to let us offer you one or more options at no cost or risk to you, I will need this information. Should we proceed or not? Now, can your VA say those words? Okay. Now, if the VA cannot get the mortgage amount, you don't need to know anything else. We're done. Suspect, trash can. However, caution. You got to convince yourself that the VA is asking the question and not just telling you they won't give you the answer. And you know how to do that? Pick up the phone and call them yourself and see if they were ever even asked this. See how they react to you. You'll quickly know whether your VA is lying to you or not. And you should tell the VA that you did it immediately after doing it and share your results with the VA because from that point on, now they know you are watching them. Is it a good thing to let people that are exchanging their time for your dollars know that you are watching them? Yes. All right. Classified ads on page 30. Look, all of you should run classified ads. They're mostly online nowadays. Right there's a great ad. I can tell you right now, you're not going to beat it. I buy houses in any condition or area, cash confidential, close quickly, email address. By the way, I would add to that, even if over-leveraged, or even if over-financed. Those are words I'd add to that, even if over-financed. There's a whole list of websites here on page 30 that you can use. Your VA, one of the things you want a VA to do first is to find several local sites that advertise houses that are for sale and have current ads. That's the key. Of course, you know Craigslist is current. It doesn't have to put them up every few days. But some of these other, like Fizbo.com, those have to be a year old. So we need to, if your VA calls an ad from a website and finds out that they sold it 6 months ago, you need to kill that website. Right? No sense to call any more of those ads. Just kill that website, take it off your list that they call. By the way, who creates the list of sites used to call Fizbos? No, your VA does. Not you. Not you. That's the first assignment. Go make me a list of 10 sites that you like, that have current postings, that you can call to get Fizbos from. That's your first assignment. By the way, if they can't get through that assignment, what do you know? Next, next, next. No place where you guys live are there not 10 websites where people advertise houses for sale. And there's a bunch of them right there. And the best thing for her to do, or him to do, is to go to Google and put in houses for sale in Jacksonville. Houses for sale by owner in Jacksonville. Here comes a whole list of sites. Again, you do have to figure out which ones are worthy of calling and which ones aren't. There must be 25, 30, or 40 of them right there on those 2 pages. All right. The classified ad, don't get creative, don't get cutesy. Just put the ad in that you buy houses. Don't worry about what the ad says. If it says I buy houses and your email address, that's enough. That's enough. Just get the ad in and keep it in. Now, keep ad current, keep it posted. Because the best websites are the ones you got to go keep posting. Well, actually, that's not true when I'm buying houses. When I'm buying houses, I kind of hope they stay on there forever, don't I? Because I want to keep them on there. All right. I'd also suggest that you guys put an ad in your regional papers. Every paper you can find that is cheap to advertise a printed ad, put the same ad in there. Of course, when you're putting your ad in the paper, you want to make darn sure you put your phone number in there as well as your email address. And that phone number should not go to your VA out of your control. You're going to need a phone number to buy and a phone number to sell. Both of which you own or you control. Both of which are forward. You can forward. That's all you need. You need a phone number with forwarding. You do not need a line coming into your house. You just need a number that you control for buying and one for selling. At least one. So when you're running an ad, you can decide where to forward that call. You want to take it yourself for a while? You can. If you want to send it directly to Pat Live, that's where I'm going to suggest you send it. Anytime people are calling you, you ought to go to Pat Live. Pat Live, just ask them 4 questions. What's your name? Do you have a house for sale? Which is the biggest question. What's the address? And what's your phone number? Somebody will be calling you shortly. Then that information goes to your VA to call to get this sheet filled out. Pat Live does not fill out the sheet. Your VA does. So when I run classifieds, I want to run them to a website or I want to run them to a phone number. Phone number, patlive.com/Ron LeGrand. Just tell them you want to set it up with Ron LeGrand script. Cost you $80 a month for the line and $1 a minute for them to take the call. $80, no contract, no long-term anything. $80 a month plus $1 a minute. Cost of doing business. Now you got a 24-hour answering service taking all your inbound calls from sellers. Only from sellers. Tomorrow we talk about buyers, today we're talking about sellers. And I can tell you right now, if you don't have Pat Live answering those calls, you're going to lose some of them. And this is a big discussion I have with people all the time. They try to do everything themselves. They try to save a few pennies. They try to take the professional services out of the loop. And what they do is they wind up shooting off their foot in the process. Guys, if you take calls yourselves, here's what's going to happen. Number one, they're going to come when you least want them. Like when you're driving down the highway and a cell phone rings, and you've already used your cell phone. And obviously you can't sit there and take information because you're driving down the highway. That probably would not be a good thing to do. So you say, listen, can you call me back? I mean, shoot me. Somebody's calling me with a house for sale. I'm telling them to call me back. You know, I deserve to be beaten. They're not going to call you back. Somebody needs to be available every time the phone rings to take down the information from people who have a house for sale. 24 hours a day, 100% of the time. And that's Pat Live. Secondly, they're going to call you if you take the call when you are least prepared, in a bad mood, just had a fight with your spouse or your children, or tired, or you're watching television, you just don't feel like messing with it. And you're not going to be a very good person to talk to at that point. Pat Live is always friendly, easy to talk to, speaks fluent English, 24 hours a day. They have a whole floor of people answering the phone. That's their job. Screen pops up, there's 3 or 4 questions they got to ask. That's all they got to do is fill in those blanks, email it to you, then you send it to your VA and have this filled out. Well, on your time, your schedule, with no pressure, and they're never going to get a busy signal calling Pat Live. They're going to get a busy signal calling you. If you take these inbound calls from sellers, it's going to cost you deals. I don't think this, I know this. Plus, it won't be long before you will hate to hear the phone ring. How do you think I know all this? I took calls for 2 years. Buyers and sellers destroyed our lifestyle. All day, every day. Phone ring. I got the nauseous when I hear phone ring. I knew darn well it was my business. The phone didn't ring any other business. But I still hate to answer. Because my whole life spent on the telephone. Saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. Tomorrow when we talk about selling houses, I want to make that point again. Which most of you are going to totally ignore. because you think the way to sell houses is for you to take all the calls and do all that work yourself. Because you're going to lose a buyer. Well, what you're going to gain is your sanity. If I can get you to get out of the way and let the system work, I promise you, you'll like the system. All right, next page is signs. I'm not asking you to do a lot of work on signs. I'm not even going to ask you to put them out on the street corners anymore because I know you're going to get a call from the city. I'll tell you one thing, signs on a stick beside the road work. You'll get calls every single time. And of course, one will be from the city telling you to take them down. If you don't take them down, pretty soon you'll get a fine. And it's not a requirement that you put out signs. You don't have to. It's just something if you feel like doing, you do it. If you don't. However, if you look over a couple pages, can all of you put signs on vehicles? Yes. In fact, look at page 37. You see those bottom two signs? I bought that truck specifically to put signs on it. That is my only motivation for buying that old U-Haul truck. That is my truck here at the bottom. Now, those are computer-generated signs that they don't look exactly like that, but they say that. And that truck's out there, sitting out there today with my signs on it. And we get business from that truck. I took them down recently because we actually used this truck to haul stuff in the other day. So I had to take the signs off of it because they're up there. I had signs made and I put them up there with rope. I put eyelets in the truck and we just tied the signs up so that I could move them around and change them. Pretty soon I'm putting restaurant signs on them. I'm having those made right now. And it's going to get coming soon with brands. I'll put that truck out on my restaurant with that sign on it. So I'll change it. I use it for that. But I'm telling you, I paid $2,500 for that truck just to put those signs on. I don't need that truck. But how many deals I got to do a year just to buy that truck? One. Then if I want to use the truck, I can use it. Can all of you do that? I mean, you don't have to buy a truck. Can you put signs on your car? And your sign shops do this. It's wraps, guys. It's vinyl letters on your car. They don't kill your paint. You can peel them off if you want. But, maybe. I can tell you this much. If you want people to call you houses for sale, probably ought to let them know you buy them. And every way you can let people know you buy is another way for you to get people coming at you. And if you are so ashamed of what you do, you won't put a sign on the vehicle you drive, maybe you ought to rethink what you do. Unless it's a Mercedes. We do not put signs on Mercedes. It's sacrilegious. All right? But would it be a good idea for some of you to possibly even get the people you hang around, especially if you have employees, put signs on their car a little bit every month? I make 5 tank gas, put signs on the car, let them drive around, billboards everywhere. Like I said, I bought a truck just to put a sign on it. See, a good thing about a vehicle, put signs on it, the city can't fuck you. You hang signs in many cities, they'll make you take it down immediately. Put them on a truck, they can't touch you. Of course, they'll make you move the truck from time to time. Yeah.
We had a 15-foot box van, all loaded up. That thing generates lids like crazy for us. But it finally, was a little older, had a lot of miles on it. It finally gave out. So now it's sitting in a junkyard right alongside the road, and we're still getting calls off that box again.
So you made the junkyard not to squash your truck, huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, this truck, actually, I got a deal on it for $2,500, guys. This truck's in good shape. Thing rolled out on the back of it. We just used it the other day to haul some stuff for the restaurant in, and I was impressed with it. $2,500. In fact, the signs cost about half as much as the truck did. But anyway, you decided you want to go on that. All right, let's have a quick discussion on business cards. And here's what all of you should do. Yeah, as long as you use the material in the book to design them. John, did you bring any by chance?
I got a few of them, but not many.
All right. My favorite business card is the bright orange that John uses. Yeah, in fact, I brought this color to the whole business. I've never seen anybody with this bright fluorescent orange until I started using it in 1982. This card is the best one that I've ever seen. It works better than anything I've ever seen. And it's gaudy. The ladies walk at it from the beginning. But can you see that card from the distance? Oh, yeah, and that's why it's bright orange. Because people don't throw this card away. And then we learned to use the fold over temp card. Incidentally, it's right in your book. It's right around here. And so this is one of those. John's got the same card. On the back says, need a home, please option with us, no bank qualified. On the front says, we buy houses cash. Cash, great big letters, embossed, sticking out. And on the back, you see everything, the one's right in your book. Benefits are in here that we provide to them. Whatever it is. Guys, you got to have what's in it for me. WIIFM. And it's all over this card. It's the same one that's in your book. I'm telling you. Other than the color you see, it's the exact one that's in your book. All right. And to me, in my opinion, that's the one you ought to get. But you also see $100 bills in there, which is another cute card. Looks like $300 bills folded over. Pretty much got the same center as that card's got on it. You can choose. The suppliers for the cards are in there. So I would suggest you take the card that's in your book, probably put your phone number and email address on it, and your name, and have those suppliers send you the cards. Now, what do you do with the cards? Give Scott a microphone. What do you do with cards? Well, you leave them in the box. They last longer. Your whole goal is to get rid of a box of cards a month. That means you get 1,000 cards out a month. Every envelope you send out locally, you should put your card in it. If you pay your utility bill, do you think people down there want to buy or sell a house? Put your card in it. When you go to restaurants, hand them your card. You will be shocked how much business that card generates. If you get it out, tell them, when you go to a hotel like this, there should be a card behind the urinal. Well, I'm not kidding. Leave your card right there. Don't tingle, leave your card. If there's bulletin boards, put your card on it. Go to a restaurant, place to put your card. You'll always be distributing your card. They're going to get the habit of it. And people that you work with, they can do the same thing. In other words, get rid of the cards. Now, that's not a cheap card. I can tell you that right now. I don't know what they cost nowadays, but they ain't cheap. In fact, anybody know what they cost now? I don't remember. Last time I bought them for
They cost, I think we're getting them for around, I think it's $200 for...
yeah, $20,000. Yeah. So I can just see you guys' brains. Oh, my God.